I have a lot of muscle. I'm actually very heavy.
All right.
What?
Nothing. I'm just trying to talk to you.
Oh, well, you can go.
No, I mean, I haven't talked to you really. I haven't been able to see your face much today.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book 91. We are talking to you today and saying you are sabotaging your relationship when you do this particular thing. You might have just seen it in this clip very, very quickly. When somebody has to guess how you feel. I'm going to play a little bit more of the clip. You are sabotaging your relationship by keeping quiet. You may think it's cute when you're throwing the faces up and the facial expressions and you're being moody and you're not really answering, the questions in full sentences, and you're just thinking he's gonna pick up on it or she's gonna pick up on it, right? They're gonna understand. They're gonna assail to my needs. They're gonna fulfill my needs by me being passive aggressive and manipulative. When really and truly, you should actually just say how you feel. And the reason why you're keeping quiet is because you're actually not used to being able to state your needs without there being some form of loss or punishment, or you not being actually heard and taken seriously for the fact that you have actual needs. And so now you're playing this wondrous game where you're like, I'm going to keep quiet, but I'm going to make myself look moody, annoyed, put my hand on here, show some body language, and you should pick up the fact that I'm actually frustrated. Let's watch a little bit more of the clip. And we're going to talk a little bit about this, all right? We're going to answer this question again. You are sabotaging your relationship when you keep quiet. Why do you do this? We're going to answer that for you.
I'm fine.
This is Natalie 101. She's not gonna tell me how she feels, but it's up to me to pick up these little cues that let me know how she feels.
Now, I want to make it very, very clear. Some of you are going to probably say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it because, my man fully gets me, my girl fully gets me, so it is what it is. But I'm telling you this now, this is the behavior of a wounded woman and a wounded man. Whenever a man or woman is unable to state how they actually feel and what needs they actually have, it's because they're wounded and because they're not used to actually voicing their actual needs and wants in a relationship. So they settle for passive-aggressive means of manipulation to try and get the other party to be able to then know my needs. And then I want you to anticipate my needs. I want you to then, without saying it, I just want you to do it, because if I say it, it takes the magic away. Huh? Baby, you are in unhealthy relational patterns and I need you to break it, okay? And I'm going to explain exactly why a little bit further on down the episode, all right? The Bible says in James 4, verse 2 to 3, that you don't have because you don't ask. Okay, you don't get because you don't ask. So we do need to be able to voice our opinions and voice our ability, or voice our needs and what we actually want. This is actually what boundaries are. Boundaries are essentially you being able to understand what your needs are and be able to understand what other people's needs are. Right? Okay. So I want you to get out of this place of, can't you see I'm upset? I'm frustrated. I got my hand on my temple. Can't you see? How I am when I get annoyed. Yeah, but I need you to communicate that. Okay, that's what big grown-ups do. This is what healthy people do in relationships. This is what secure people in their attachments do. People who are avoidant avoid. People who are anxious always do way too much. And then there's fearful avoidance who are not sure if they're coming or going. It's just up and down, roller coaster effects. But all in all, people that have insecure attachments usually don't voice their needs effectively. And look, this conversation was going to turn into a sabotage. The brother asked her, how was your day going? And she was like, well, you don't have to talk to me if you don't want to talk to me. And he's like, that's not what I was saying. I haven't spoke to you all day. I wanted to speak to you. Let's just watch it again.
What?
Nothing. I'm just trying to talk to you.
Oh, well, you can go.
No, I mean, I haven't talked to you really. I haven't been.
Now, what did she hear? The brother said, listen, I want to talk to you. The brother said, listen, hey, look, you know what? I want to have a conversation with you. Okay? I haven't spoke to you all day. And she's like, well, you can go. Right? Because she's already anticipating that her presence isn't wanted. She's already anticipating the fact that he may dismiss her. And so to not feel that pain and not feel the shame, the embarrassment, to not feel the anguish and not to feel some feelings of being discarded, she gets ahead of the devil, as we say around here. Shout out to David from RTL who brought that line up, right? Trying to get ahead of the devil and trying to almost beat him to it. By you beating him to it, you are self-sabotaging. Okay, all right. And now, he said, oh, I just want to talk to you. She said, oh, you can go, right? And then he said, it's up to me to pick up the cues. Now, when someone has to start picking up the cues, they're in chase mode. And I want to let you know it gets very tiring very quickly when you are in chase mode and you're chasing your partner around the relationship because they don't want to be honest about how they actually feel. They don't want to be straightforward about it. It gets real boring, real tiring, real quick. And I know you might say it again, but my partner understands. He gets me. It is how. Stop it. We are here to grow and mature in our relationship. And that means mature in the way that we communicate and the way that we actually function within a relationship. We can always be better. Don't stay in that place because my partner's okay with it. Trust me, it's annoying. Okay? It's annoying. We're going to break it all the way down. Okay? All right? And the key question we have to ask is, does anybody know how she feels? Do you know how she feels? He can tell by the cues, but do you know how she feels? We don't know because she never said it. Right? That's the important part. Nobody's going to know because you're not going to say it. Okay? All right. So it's important that we open our mouths and say something. OK, don't sabotage your relationship. Here are the main problems that come along with this situation of why it becomes a problem in a relationship. But before we do, I want to let you guys know we're doing some great work with some clients. I'm pretty much getting booked every week now. So it's crazy. Like the Lord has just really been blessing us. And so what I'm doing with clients is, listen, I'm not charging anybody any fee, set fee. It's not free, but I'm not charging you a set fee. We come, I do the coaching with you for 15 minutes. And if you love the coaching and it's speaking to you, I don't know if you love it, but how much you feel the coaching is worth, that is what you pay, right? So we're not charging a set fee. However much you feel the coaching is worth, you pay that amount and we go from there. But I'm here to help people and I'm here to make sure that we grow. And I'm here to also do what I do best, which is link the past and the present and bring those ties together to make you see why you're doing what you're doing right now. So if you're somebody who's going through self-sabotaging right now, you're in a relationship and you're picking up on some of the things we're talking about in particular thing where you're passive aggressive, you're manipulative, you don't want to speak up about your actual issues, and you have a bag of excuses why you don't do it, then you need to be contacting me. Description's down below in the description box. The link is in the description box. Click on it. It's got my calendar attached. It's not very difficult. 1 click, 2 click, you're through. Okay? All right, let's get this show continue on the way. Here's the thing. Okay, I want to say this. Looking, here's the problems that come with you not speaking up. Here's the problems that come with self-sabotaging in your relationship. Here's the problems with you now trying to use a body language and almost me passive-aggressive means of communication. Okay, number one, it can be misinterpreted. So whatever facial expressions you're doing and hand signals you're doing and mouthing or whatever you're not saying verbally can be misinterpreted based on the biases that other party has or whatever they feel like, right? It can be misinterpreted for what it actually is. You could be saying that you're actually okay, but I'm looking at you and thinking, well, sometimes she does this little face of hers and it means that she actually wants to talk. And now I'm trying to overestimate or try to guess or I'm trying to do too much to see if there's something wrong with you when really there's nothing wrong with you. Because you're not voicing it, right? Number two is you set the other person into a guessing game, which means they're now in chase mode, and we're not trying to chase each other in a relationship. The Bible says two shall become one. I'm not chasing you anymore, right? We don't need to be in that space anymore. We are now in a relationship. Okay. Number three is that you might get resentful yourself if they don't get it or they don't catch on. In fact, you're going to get annoyed because you're going to be like, how do you not understand it? How do you not get it? I mean, I see your facial expressions. I know when you're sad. I know when you're down. Well, stop thinking they're you because they're not you. You are you. And maybe you're an empath or maybe you're like me and you're traumatized and it's your trauma response in trying to protect yourself, learning how people's facial expressions and movements and sounds and how they step, how they walk, what they say, all becomes a function of information that you use to protect yourself for what's going to come next. Maybe it's a trauma response, right? So that resentment is going to build because they don't get it. Right. Number four is that usually it precludes to an argument that's going to happen later on down the line because they're going to get frustrated that they're chasing. You're going to get frustrated that they are not getting it. You're going to be frustrated that they're not fully getting it. Or maybe this week is different for what it was last week. Right. You're going to be frustrated and it's going to cause an argument because they're going to feel annoyed too. Why are you holding me to this and not saying it? It's going to be frustrating as well. Right. And the thing is, self-sabotage is behavior or thoughts, especially involving unconscious nature that are harmful to the one's own interest. Your interest is to have a healthy relationship that allows you not to survive, but to thrive. And you not speaking up is survival, not thriving. The reason why you don't speak up is because that's what you actually experienced in your childhood. That's what you experienced in your youth. That's what you experienced in past relationships where your voice was muted. And how did you feel when your voice was muted? Didn't feel good, did it? Right? It wasn't a healthy relationship. A healthy one allows you the scope and the range and the safety and the environment to speak up and tell us how you feel. We can't always put it on the other party to create a safe space. Now, the speaking up part, how are we going to do that? Okay? All right? I'm sorry. Why do we have to speak up? Okay? The person you're in the relationship with cares about you. Okay? The person you're in a relationship with, they care about you. So speak up, because they want to be able to serve you as best as they can. So speak up. Let them know what's going on with you, because without it, they're not able to address and serve you in the right manner, right? If you get a menu and you don't tell us what you want on the menu, and I bring up a whole bunch of food, I'm not serving you correctly, because that's not essentially what you actually want. Number 2, be responsible for creating a safe space yourself. Be the initiator. Let the person know, hey, look, do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I want to be able to share how I feel, but it's a bit difficult. Can you just give me 5, 10, 20 minutes of your time? I don't need you to solve my issue. I don't need you to answer anything for me. I just want you to listen and hear my heart. That's it. Now, that's very difficult, because many of you haven't said that before, but you have to start somewhere. Okay? Number 3, and probably 3 is probably number 2, write your thoughts and then speak. Write your thoughts down, then speak. If you're finding it difficulty to actually express yourself, it's because you're trying to think of the words and you're not very well versed in it. Your tongue muscles are not used to speaking up about your needs in that way. You're not used to putting yourself as a priority. That's okay. So what we need to get you to do is to write out your thoughts first, then speak. You know what I'm saying to you? Bring it to life by speaking after you've written it down. Okay, Habakkuk says, write the vision down. You're seeing the madness, write it down, then speak it. Okay. Number 4, stop being afraid of how they might react. And the word is here, might. You don't actually know how they're going to react. Most of the times we don't know. And in fact, when you do know, you're assuming, and you're gonna do something, and they're gonna prove you wrong. Then what? You'd have wasted all that time thinking about how they're going to react, how they're going to feel sad, how they're going to feel annoyed. Now, if they do react, your intention wasn't to harm. It wasn't to harm, nor was it to hurt the person. Your intention was to share your thoughts and your heart. And if your sharing of your thoughts and your heart now leads to them saying, I don't want to be in this relationship no more, they don't need to be with you. If they're willing to abandon you based on you speaking up, then they were using you and they never wanted you in its fullness. And if you're willing to stay just to hold on to a relationship because you know that person can't handle your truth, then you don't need to be in that relationship either, because you're hanging on by a thin thread because you're desperate for love and attention. Either way, it doesn't look too good. So trust that they can handle your truth. Trust it. Otherwise, why are you there? All right? Okay, so, relationships are done when we self-sabotage ourselves, when we're trying to get ahead of the devil. We have negative thought patterns, and we're thinking to ourselves, if I just get out of this quickly, then what happened in the past won't happen again. You about to set that pattern off again. You need to face it. Okay, you need to face it. All right. Again, once more, listen, if you're enjoying the content, you believe this is helpful, maybe you feel like, this has really spoke to you, this is something you're going through, I don't want you to sabotage your relationship. I don't want you to get ahead of the devil, okay? Relationships are about the ebb and flow and enjoying the love that people can provide for you. If this has helped you, and maybe you want some coaching, some extra further advice around this, please click on the link in the description box, sign up, let's get you booked in, all right? And let's get helping you as well, all right? Appreciate you guys. Till we'll see you.